a lot of people don't realize that we are really not a patriarchy, because if you look in a lot of Middle Eastern countries, for example, Afghanistan, it's very much built around men. That is truly a patriarchy. Mm-hmm. Women can't drive. Women can't go to school. Women can't.
Actually,
that's exactly what I was going to say too.
Yeah.
You had something on women voting.
Yeah.
I don't think I agree with you, but go ahead, state your position.
I don't think women should be able to vote.
Hot take.
Wow. With context, of course, like, because
statistically, more women are Democrats, and if you were to take away women's votes, it would be more leaning towards Republican.
Conservative.
Conservative.
So you're conservative.
For the most part, I'm libertarian.
Okay, I see.
I actually hold that position. I'm sorry, Brian.
Wait, you want to get rid of women's vote? What are you, a radical? You fucking extremist?
I mean, I'm not saying like
radical extremist.
I just feel like it was a mistake.
So
wait, what was the mistake?
I want to give my reasoning.
Giving women,
because I say that, and
Hold on, let's let her give her reasoning first.
Give your reasoning. Yeah.
Because if you think about it, by human nature, women were supposed to biologically are nurturers and caregivers for the family. So by adding women to the workforce and giving them the right to vote, you're taking them away from their natural environment, which is being a mother, being a caregiver. And I feel like that's what's making society crumble right now, because we're taking away from the nuclear family.
I completely disagree, but I mean,
agree. Do you guys agree with her? She wants to take away your right to vote.
Yeah, no.
A lot of women don't vote. I ask a lot of women, they say, no, I didn't vote.
So that's
then
okay.
What's the point?
So that's okay, but that's their choice.
So then what's the point?
I think maybe, instead of taking away women's right to vote, because, I mean, at the end of the day, we're also in this country too. There's not everybody. I understand like the whole nuclear family and stuff, but now is just a time where we're working women. Like, we are involved in, society. And
I'm just saying it shouldn't have happened.
I think women should vote, but hold on, let me add this. I do think you guys got the vote a little unfairly. Yeah, you guys, it was a little unfair how you got the vote, because men, the way we got the vote is we were subject to military conscription. Women were able to secure a right, privilege to vote without any corresponding civil duty or responsibility to your country.
Yeah.
So I'm in favor of women voting. You kind of sneaked it in a little bit, whatever. I think we should draft women. Thoughts?
I think no one should be drafted.
But
it should be your own personal choice. Women and men can be in the army, but it should be your choice.
Well, okay, so hold on. So women can volunteer for the military. Women can participate in the military, although there's okay, I'm not going to get into that. There's differences there. For example, really quick, the physical requirements to join the military are like really low, are way different for men and women, which is an inequality. And being a soldier requires a certain degree of physical labor, being physically strong, whatever. There's a certain standard there. The same with police officers and firefighters. Yet it's interesting to me that despite these jobs requiring some degree of physicality, there is a call. For example, equal pay. It used to be equal pay for equal work. Now it's just equal pay?
For everyone. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, for example, if it takes 3 female police officers to subdue 1 male criminal versus it might take 1 or 2 male police officers to do the same job, is it the same job? Is there a great... okay, I'm sorry. I'm totally fucking derailing. Sorry, the caffeine's fucking kicking in. Hold on. Wait, so okay. Oh, right. You're the military conscription. You think we should do away with the draft?
Yeah, no one should be drafted.
But isn't that kind of like saying, well, war is bad? There just shouldn't be war.
Well, I'm not going to say war is good, but I do believe it should be people's right to choose what they do. And there's plenty of people who are willing to do it.
Well, there's volunteer. As you know, this guy is volunteering to join the Air Force, but hold on, I'll finish my point.
The _old_bull_ in Minnesota donated $100.
Okay, here we go.
The push-up here right now is telling PPM men should cut and snip till we pass polygraphs, proved achieving financial and emotion security. Clowns on the left and jokers to our here's us in middle stuck with you.
That's a song, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Stuck in the middle with you. So, okay. War is bad. Get it. I totally get it. But practically speaking, is it conceivable that there could be some scenario where a draft would be required?
I think there could be a scenario where that happens.
And I don't think it, like, let's just be totally blunt, practical here. The draft is never going away. So assuming that, assuming that it's never going to be politically possible to get rid of the draft, do you then think, as a matter of equality, that women should be subject to military conscription?
I just don't believe that should ever be forced. If no one's volunteering, then other means should be found.
Well, okay, but just try to engage with the question here. So, assuming that getting rid of the draft is politically impossible, it just will never happen. Engage with me there. Do you think then, for the sake of equality, that women should be subject to military conscription just as men are?
Would that still need to happen if the world leaders themselves just fought each other?
Just engage with the question. We get it. Draft bad, war bad.
I mean, I guess in that very specific scenario,
What do you mean
it
that?
would have to be both.
You mean the scenario that is
we're currently
in that's actually the case?
But that's not the case. In our current scenario, plenty of people are willing to volunteer.
No. In our current scenario, the draft is in place. And all men, when they turn 18 and register to vote, they have to register for the draft. I did it. Every man I know has done it. Women, no women do it.
They don't have to.
So,
They
in our
can't.
current situation, would it be, since the right to vote came with military conscription, all of these other things, the right to vote was given to men as a privilege for all of those things that they would do for their country. Like, they get a say in the political comings and goings of America. Do you think, since we want to pursue equality, women should also, for that privilege, be required to meet those same standards?
For the privilege of voting, you're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
But I think the question was more so directed to you.
If it's in exchange for being able to vote, meaning from both sides, if you weren't signed up for the draft, you couldn't vote, then sure.
Okay, so you're in favor of women being subject to military conscription?
In those simple terms, no. But in the scenario where you need to in order to vote,
Well, but so the current way it is that there is a selective service for men to be able to vote. They have to register for the selective service. They're subject to potential military conscription should the need arise. Women are exempt from this. This occurs to me to be an inequality between men and women. And if I recall, I believe you stated you were feminist, correct? Which, if I can be most charitable in my definition of feminism, and this is actually not how I define feminism, but if I just am charitable here and say that feminism is fighting for equality between men and women, then shouldn't you as a feminist be in favor of equalizing this?
yes. And though we can't, like, if we were to go through my preferred route, my version of equalizing it is no one has to be drafted. If that's not an option, sure, everyone.
It's
can
not
be
possible,
drafted.
though, to get rid of the draft.
But why is that not possible?
Okay, so there's just certain national security reasons why it would never be possible. And I would argue, even if we did get rid of the draft, in a scenario where a draft was necessary, I would suspect that Congress would just pass a law, or there would be martial law, which would just force men into the military anyways. So even if we politically got rid of it, some future Congress would just reverse it.
Yeah.
Or there would be martial law, and they'd be like, under martial law, they can suspend some of your rights, and they'd just force men into the military anyways, or women too, but mostly the men.
Yeah.
So it's just, there's not a scenario like, and somebody could probably speak better on this, but there's just certain like realities when it comes to warfare. Who knows? There could be a fucking alien conflict. Bro, we're getting fucking drafted if the aliens come. The zombies come, bro. I'm out there. You're going to be out there in the streets doing some Walking Dead shit. Fucking katana. Sorry, I spit there a little bit. Fucking katanaing. You know? Show me your katana slice. Do it.
Oh, no.
No? Okay, okay.
I'll say that there's no country that's peaceful enough to not have a draft at all.
Also, when it comes to that, I'd argue we're fucking closer to some like global military conflict than I think at any point in the past 30 years. Yeah. Ukraine, what's going on in Ukraine, what's going on in the Middle East, there's economic, there's like various civil uprisings in various countries. There's fucking inflation. Like shit is a little chaotic right now. Shit's a little chaotic right now. I'll give you one example with Ukraine, for example. I don't believe that feminism can actually exist when there's a military conflict. So in Ukraine, all the men had to stay in the country. I believe it was from the ages of 18 to 60. If you're a man, you could not leave the country. The women could just dip. And I've pulled up this image. We're not going to pull it up, but it's this really interesting comparison when it comes to, like, I often hear these terms, male privilege, blah, blah, blah. So you have screenshots of women, Ukrainian women, who are on dating apps because they were able to flee and go to Stockholm and the UK and Paris, wherever they went, and they were just partying it up, living their life on dating apps, getting f***ed. And then the Ukrainian men who had no choice for that, bro, there's video there. The comparison photo is them like dead bodies. It's like such a contrast. So there's also no male privilege. Does anyone want to bite on that?
Yeah. There is no male privilege.
No male privilege.
With the privilege comes a
in
price,
totality.
which would be that.
Like, 'cause
Stop.
Let's Go Brandon donated $100. In honor of Trans Day, what is stopping a man to identify as a woman to dodge the draft? Please ask the use any pronoun you want,
wait,
woman.
actually, hold on. There is something on this. So first off, I want to do a cheers to Easter.
Yeah, Easter.
He is risen.
Nick, if you can actually pull up the social, oh my God, I'm blanking. Sorry, the Selective Service System website. It's like just you can Google it. Actually, it's by sex, so you can't get out of it by transitioning. So Nick, can you scroll up a little bit, or make it bigger? My bad. I'm just really curious on this really quick. Can you go to registration and just don't click it, just see the drop down? Other one? Oh, click it, I guess. Scroll down. Who needs to register? Benefits, also we could do benefits and penalties.
Should we do this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll post on the other side.
I remember disabled, scroll down. Transgender people. Okay, this fun. Just click on that one. Yeah, they have a.
They've been asked this question a few times.
Wait, click it. Oh, scroll down. It's probably
yeah, it's on the
it's like a
same
jump.
page. Just
Yeah,
keep
it's a
going.
weird jump thing.
Yeah.
Scroll down.
Go all the way to the bottom.
Scroll down. There it is.
Yeah, there we go.
Make it that. Who are assigned male at birth and change their gender to female are still required to register. Individuals who are assigned female at birth and change their gender to male are not required to register.
Damn.
So even if there's not a loophole there, you can't do it. So it's maybe working for prisons, but
So
not.
when push comes to shove, biology, everyone recognizes it. It doesn't matter what people in the government say. They recognize biology. It doesn't matter.
I think it's just like they're trying to get rid of a loophole. Like I think that is like the major thing.
Wait, they're trying to get
rid of a loophole, because it's like if you don't want to be drafted, what's stopping you from identifying as a woman, besides how others perceive you? But if you really don't want to be drafted, like I feel like a lot of men would do that, so they're trying to prevent that because they can see that happening. I don't know if it really means that they agree, with any viewpoint necessarily, but I think that's what it is.
It is interesting though that is the federal government's position on that.
They would still force a female who got the transition to go to, or not a female, sorry, a male who transitioned to a female. They would force a male who transitioned to female. They would force him to go to war regardless of his feelings.
Clearly,
because the government doesn't care.
Wait, is the government transphobic?
When push comes to shove,
I thought that was a woman.
The government does not care.
For me, this is kind of relates to the whole sports topic too.
What the Joe Biden?
That's what I'm saying.
Bro, Joe.
It relates to the sports. It's just like there could be a loophole there. And
politicians will say whatever they want. They have to say.
I agree.
To appease the public, so they can get reelected, so they can make people say, "Oh, they are so holy, like they are so good. They care for my feelings."